Welcome. Let's practice together today and take some time to clear some of the obstacles that are maybe coming in between us and are flowing forward in whatever manner that is. Just to check in with that mind, body, spirit fluidity to bring ease and comfort to all we do. So I will, just checking in on that attendance there. Some people are still coming in. So let's take a seat. So our beginning breath work, feel free to take this breath work in whatever position you like. So we'll just spend some time on that breath work. But before we breathe, let's take our anchor of our seat and just feel those sits bones as our root to the practice. The sits bones, and especially that place between the sits bones where the tailbone is pointing down like our arrow to that root system of just made just for us. It's below us and feel that root. And then our beautiful cascade of the conduit to the sky being the spine, gently just becoming aware of that structure, looking around the space around you and just making sure you take the view of it as your yoga sanctuary, even if it's just the corners of your mat and the outline of your mat. Open the palms up to the sky, reach on up to the sky. We'll just feel that cascade of energy from above. Inhale, reach up with the fingers, exhale, and we'll just take the shoulders and drop them down a little bit towards the hips, towards our root. So we're plugging into that root system. Inhale. And as you exhale, just feel that cascade. The fingers just drift down to the head. Just feel the fingers on the head for a moment as you exhale. And then down to the shoulders. And then down to the floor. So we feel a bit taller as we come into breath practice. Again, if you'd like to take this breath practice lying down or in a position that makes your body more comfortable, absolutely do that. What we're doing today is clearing some obstacles, and if those obstacles are how we are doing a pose, then clear them out and adapt. So we're going to close the eyes, inhale and exhale. Notice the breath. Bringing into our third eye focus, the structure of our body. So we've got the harder structure of the skeleton, but we also have all the softer tissues around it. And all of these beautiful, miraculous systems working. And all of them have that adaptability. So we are bringing into focus our adaptability. So we can take our focus to that third eye, bringing into mind a very focused energy. So whether that be on a candle lit in, you're just watching the flame of the candle, or the surface of a lake, or a solid ancient tree, anything that takes you to that place of being able to wonder at that object or scenery, allowing your mind to have that laser focus. And when distractions arise, you can simply bring it on back to that visualization. So for the moment, dwell a little bit on that scenery through the window of the third eye. And notice we're breathing automatically with that vision, and with us. Maybe the shoulders are dropping away from the ears a little bit as we notice as our mind adapts, the body adapts too. So part of the way through obstacles, just there are so many obstacles. We can just probably name three, just calling them up now, but the way we can work with them is that fluidity, that adaptability, a bit more like water. So feel that cascade through the body. Take the hands to the thighs. We anchor the mind. We anchor the body. And now let's anchor the breath. We're taking Ujjayi breath today. That will remind us, perhaps, of the ocean. Ujjayi breath. So we'll begin a practice now that we've gotten in tune with the breath of the moment in our body. Let's go to that Ujjayi breath. The transition here would be through breathing as if you're fogging up a window. So you can open the mouth and put your hand in front of the mouth. Their eyes closed, it's okay. Just sense that hand in front of your face and then inhale. And then open the mouth and fog the window as if for that window were your hand. Then again, notice that the throat opens when you take that foggy breath. Inhale again. This time, drop the hand, close the mouth, but continue that fog breath as if you were fogging that window. And if you need to practice the open mouth again, you can do that. Inhale, exhale. That opens the throat. And then if you have the mouth closed, we still have that open throat and maybe more of a soundtrack. It sounds as if you're listening to a seashell. Float along with that soundtrack for just 2 more breaths. And then come back to your regular breathing. As you do so, take the fingertips beside the body. Just feel the floor and the mat beneath your fingertips. And just notice the body. Now we'll take awareness of the body where it's feeling more fluid, where it's feeling a little more solid. And then we'll come back to Ujjayi breath, just seeing if you can use the breath as that connection point between the fluid parts of the body and the more solid parts that are just that sensation. Connect those dots. Feel free to visualize traveling or just moving your breath in those directions that to a harder place and then to a more fluid place on the exhale. So if you're mapping out the body with your breath, beautiful. One more Ujjayi breath as you exhale, inhale, and then as you exhale, flutter those eyes open. Nice. Let's open the arms out, just feeling the space around us through the fingertips, just feeling the space beyond you horizontally, reaching out the fingertips and then pulling the shoulder blades towards each other. So we're again plugging into those roots of our skeleton there, coming in, feeling the arms open and then maybe behind you. So we're opening up the heart a little more and broadening the collarbones. Inhale, exhale, coming back to Ujjayi breath. As we hug the arms forward, curl the spine into that cat pose, fingertips touching the shoulders. Then open up again, really spreading the fingers. Exhale. And third eye bows down, bringing our flowing with that imagery, beauty. And then bring the arms up. Inhale, we'll take the thumbs linking together and the palms sealing in the energy of our body and our energetic body. And then swaying side to side, that fluidity we want to have when our plans don't go as we expect. I guess just dealing with the unexpected. We need a little more fluidity. Let's anchor those hips. So notice what's solid and what's fluid. Side to side and go as much as you want, adapt there. And then reaching on up again, let's separate the hands and reach the fingertips up. Let's take a piece of summer fruit, pick that off the tree with the right hand and reach up from hip to hand, looking up maybe for that fruit, bringing it back down, feeling that abundance. And then drop the hand and then lift the left arm up. Pick that fruit, bring it down towards you, feeling that yummy abundance, and then up again, right. And then left, and then both arms. Inhale, exhale. Let's bring the fingertips again to that top of the head, to the crown, freeing up our crown, and then just feeling the pressure of the hands on your scalp towards the ears, the palms, just kind of squeezing in a little bit towards the back of the head, self-massage, clearing the channels. And then bring the two middle fingers to the third eye. Give a little massage there, circles, clearing our vision. And then across the eyebrows to the temples. And more pathway cleared here as we take tiny circles, massage to the temples, back and then forward. Feel free to close the eyes here. Just sweep the thumbs back to the ears, pull the ears out. So we're already feeling more flexible in the jaw. And then just take the insides of the fingers, stroking down the neck, just the sides of the neck towards the shoulders, clearing that energy. Nice. Let's take the arms out in front of us, reaching out for what we just hope to fall into our hands, palms up. And then take the back of the hands together. Inhale, exhale, clear out the obstacles. Lion's breath. One more time, inhale, exhale, clear the pathway. And then take the fingertips behind you, clasp them together at the base of the spine, marking that territory, our root. The sacrum acts as if that arrow pointing towards our root system, towards the sits bones and the tailbone. And just notice you're broadening the heart energy, another flexible energy. Our hearts are adaptable. Inhale, exhale. Feel that whole spine. Look over to your right. Look over to your left. Look to the middle. Take that neutral gaze upward, lifting the chin. And as you lift the chin, just feel that reach from the chin down to the collarbone. So we're stretching out those muscles in the front body. And then with that openness, we're going to come down and just drop the chin towards our sternum. And the arms are staying clasped, just the fingers stay clasped, just to give that message of openness across the heart and the back of the heart as well. And then as we look down, we're going to loosen the fingers and take them to the floor. More roots. We're looking down at our circle around us, at that root system there. This is our place on the earth. Right here, we're going to take our chin towards our right shoulder as we Really press down on the left fingertips, lengthening the space between those left fingertips and our left ear. Inhale, exhale, come back to the center, right back where we started. Another fueling breath here as we exhale and go over to the other side. Notice the track there along the collarbone and the right fingertips. So again, just keeping that focus on our physicality, solidity and fluidity, coming back to center, head up. We feel a little taller, pressing through the fingertips, feeling those sits bones down on the floor. Exhale, right ear to right shoulder. Ah. And then using that opposite hand to help the head up, let's take it to the other side. Inhale, Ujjayi exhale. Also increasing that flexibility of our throat energy here through these neck exercises. It's a little stuck as well. Let's clear that pathway. And then help up with the hand if you want to. Change up your seat right now just because we're doing a couple more poses. If you want to uncross or opposite cross of legs, et cetera, et cetera. Just a couple more sequences here in our seat. We're going to take the hands to the thighs, rooting down, press down with the hands on the thighs, but press inward a little bit towards the inner thighs. So taking the hands and just pointing that direction with the hands and feeling that nice reminder of our solidity. And then let's circle around that orbit of our spine or that energetic spine with the torso. So keeping those abdominals engaged as we circle around the hips. And then back the other way. Nice. And then make the smaller circles so that we come into our very center, wrapping ourselves around it. And then immediately take the hands in front of your solar plexus, that power center. These are Ganesh hands, Ganesh mudra. So the right hand on top of left in this beginning here. We're going to clasp the fingers. Feel the elbows reaching out to the side. Inhale, exhale. Notice as you pull outward, away from each hand, you're getting that toning in through those bigger muscles. So energetic body, physical body, it's all matching up here. Inhale, exhale. Use this as a reminder that those low ribs can tuck towards the back body, fortifying your seat here, fortifying your posture. Close the eyes, just take an obstacle, whether that's just some shaky breath or tight points in the body, or maybe something you'd like to clear out in your energetic life. And imagine it dissolving into sparkles of energy, breaking up into particles out of your way. Inhale and exhale. Keep the eyes closed. We'll just take the left hand on top of right. And take that same pose with the left on top. Inhale, exhale. And as you let go and open the eyes, take the hands to the thighs. Looking around you, noticing the sense of possibilities. Wonderful. And before we go up, we're just going to get into that clearing the channels of our legs, so the hamstrings. Take yourself to the floor, grab that strap, and ease yourself down to the floor by first just going fluidly down on your side and then easing yourself onto the back. So easing the transitions, making those fluid as well. Feet to the floor, knees up towards the sky, just adjusting into this horizontal, marking that conduit, inhaling down to our root system, to the base of the pelvis. Using that visualization and focus, traveling up the spine, right up to the third eye, to your image of choice. All righty, let's take that power and get into the legs a little bit. Okay, first, before we do this, take just your strap and have it on hand. Inhale down to the root system. As you exhale, feel the energy of as if a sideways elevator coming up from the pelvis on up to the crown of the head. So we're keeping those abdominals engaged as we lift that right knee towards us. So I want to just power that move as you bring the knee forward towards your chest. Hug it in, circle your ankles, ankle in one direction. I always say the plural, ankle in one direction and then the other. Spread the toes. Soundtrack of that, maybe some snaps and crackles of the ankle. And then we'll take the strap around the ball of the foot. Ease back on that strap and lift the leg up towards the sky. So already we're noticing maybe some static in the channel from the hip to the heel. So if there's extra static and there's strain involved, you want to take that leg to the diagonal. Plug your shoulders down towards the floor. Ready to clear that channel. Bend and straighten your leg. Pair this movement with that ujjayi breath, bending and straightening. If you can send the energy of that calming visualization, harness it, take it down the leg. So every move we make is being uh, energized by that image that carries us forward, that focus. And there may be things in our way, such as maybe some tightness in the hamstrings or shortening there, but it's not going to get in our way. We're just going to keep reminding that back of the leg we can lengthen and hold still with the leg for a moment. Inhale. As you exhale, see if you can feel the right hip just really ball and socket plugging in towards the floor, rooting down. And then from this place, we're going to take that right heel towards the left hip. So you feel that rooting down through your exhale. It should lengthen the hamstring a little more as you travel over to the left. You can bend and straighten here. Noticing with each pass of this bending and straightening, you're getting a little more length there. So that when we do our down dog, our hamstrings are primed a little bit, already getting that message. Bring your foot back to that neutral place. Inhale, exhale in this neutral position. And then we'll take that out towards a V shape with our right leg, still rooting through our left foot here, right? So we want to stay rooted. Take the V out to where you'd like and bend and straighten. The fluidity here, we have oil can to that right hip. So we notice there's oil there, fluid, energy, adaptability. Beautiful. Come on back. As we take a little rest here with that hamstring upward, we can just do a nice energetic massage to our feet or a physical massage, but just take that strap back and forth along the surface of the foot, bottoms of our feet feeling a little more love. Ah, standing stronger. And then back to the ball of the foot. Lovely. Bend the knee. You free that foot. We'll take it down to the to straight leg on the right. Inhale. Exhale, really, again, come into those lower abs. So you feel the abdominals engage as you move the left foot down and straighten it out. Every movement, conscious. Taking the feet just up to the toes up towards the sky, flexed feet, and then out to the side. We're just going to notice with our mind's eye. Take our laser focus down to those legs, noticing the difference. And then as we exhale, tighten up those abdominals, zip into a wetsuit, imaginary, and then bend the knees again, feet to the floor. So always powering from that solar plexus, from our power center. Another inhale, another exhale. Take the hands to the abdominals if you need to notice them engaging. Beautiful. And with that strength, bring the left knee towards you. Hug it towards you. Circle your ankle. And other direction. Spread the toes. Taking the strap and catching the ball of the foot there. Rising on up. And finding the angle of that leg. So we visit that sensation, right? And we notice, okay, there's some obstacles here. Back of the leg, maybe very vocal. Inhale, exhale, plug the shoulders down towards the floor. As you exhale, feel the root of that hip, left hip, and bend and straighten. So if the sensation is too intense, just lessen that angle. You can take it more diagonal. It's still really getting lovely communication between your hip and your heel. Very wonderful for your low back to free up. And then take that to stillness. Bring that beauty of your chosen image. Breathe it in, exhale it into that leg. Another inhale, exhale, root into that left hip. As you exhale, just feel the drop of energy from the leg into the hip and then travel across town to your right hip with your foot. It'll take an extra rooting here. The left hip will probably just just automatically wants to lift up. See if you can keep it rooted and then bend and straighten the leg. On the way, just take a notice of your toes, notice any kind of differences in the foot. Here, maybe maybe the toes are a little tighter on one side. Witness, witness. And then taking this back to neutral. Inhale, exhale. Come into that front body abdominal awareness as we take the strap over towards the left to that lovely V shape. Find your comfort zone and then bend and straighten here. V for our own personal victories. Exhale completely. We'll take that stillness here. And then back to neutral. Beautiful. And then we're going to bend that knee, release, and straighten both legs along the mat. We're going to feel longer here. both sides, taking the toes towards the sky, reach the arms above the head. Taking our length. Oh my goodness, so luxurious. Inhale, exhale, point the feet, and then flex them. Follow your breath. And then pumping the feet, just feel the body will respond. You can drop the arm energy towards the floor. Just pump the feet. So we're just keeping that nice vibration through the body. Whole body breath, ujjayi. Fog that window. Nice reminder of our vitality here. Beautiful. Let's roll on to our other side, whatever side you came down on. Roll into the other one, onto your belly. Just feeling this homage to the front body, bringing the forehead to the floor. And the tops of the feet on the floor, pressing down. Inhale. Exhale, take the tailbone, point it to the heels like an arrow, and then the sacrum as well. That'll lift the abdominals up so you feel powered there. We're not trying not to use too much low back strain, but rather using those abdominals to lift. And then inhale the arms next to the ears. So we're reaching and lengthening ourselves. Exhale and keep that torso strong as you reach the arms out to the side. So just noticing we're taking the arms to our horizontal, keeping the forehead on the floor. Roll the shoulders away from the ears. Another inhale and an exhale. Let's just take our hands and rest them on the sacrum. The shoulders will drop towards the floor. And then clasp the hands like we were doing earlier. And then just reach back with your hands towards the heels, so the clasped hands. And then maybe you just notice as you lift and fortify through the torso, inhale, exhale. Maybe your head starts to lift off the floor a little bit, even an inch, fueling with the breath so that you want to follow the energy. If you're not lifting, that's fine. As we come down, let's take the hands beneath the shoulders or right next to the shoulders, elbows into the ribs. So let's lift the head here if you haven't already. Feeling the length from your pointed tailbone up towards the back of your skull to the crown. A baby cobra. Bring the forehead down and then to forearms. We're going to lift up into a forearm plank here, taking the elbows to shoulder width and rolling the shoulders away from the ears. Lengthen from your ear to your shoulder. We still have that abdominal engagement. Squeeze the glutes. And then curl the toes under and begin to bring your shins forward. So we're just taking a tabletop here for a moment with the forearms just to get into this position. We're going to move towards a child's pose. So bring the big toes together and the knees wider apart. Slide the hips back to the heels. And keeping those arms reaching out, clawing with the fingertips. So we feel that aliveness through the arms. Then take the forehead down, the palms down. Child's pose. Roll the head side to side. We feel a massage there. Beautiful. Inhale, exhale. We're going to walk our fingertips over towards the right. And just lift the head slightly so we can make room to have our side bend here. The fingertips still very active on the floor as we take that left side and lengthen it from our left hip, which is anchoring back. And then that whole left side gets some space to breathe. We can take that left hand on top of right. So just kind of taking a nice slow side bend here. If you are uncomfortable in the knees, feel free to take a blanket underneath that behind the knees or come up to puppy pose so that you're not uncomfortable. Clear the obstacles. Take the right fingertips and just feel them pressing into the floor, and then maybe you can look under your right armpit a little bit here for a twist. Nice. Exhale down. Inhale to center. Lift head and walk fingers all the way over to the other side, to your left side. Breathe into the right ribs. Anchor through your back, your right hip. And maybe your right hand comes on top of left. With the next exhale, you can look under the left armpit, turning the ribs slightly, and then walking back to the midline. Again, dropping into that third eye. Nice. Coming on up, let's just take a cat cow here. Again, that repetition, the magic of practice. Come on through a cat pose on up towards tabletop. Keeping that arc through the spine, really tucking that tailbone down, looking at your knees. Exhaling, feel the ripple through the spine, just like an ocean wave, lifting up, traveling along the spine, and then a lion's breath at the end for our cow pose. Breathe with your spine. Another cat, another cow, and a lion's breath. Coming back down to a neutral spine. We're just going to sway side to side. We'll just be here for a moment. Looking back. Great. Now walk the hands out. We're going to come towards down dog. Spreading all the fingers. And if that's an obstacle for you with down dog due to some other issues, just come to a tabletop. We'll get up to our standing in a moment. Curl the toes under, lift the knees off, and bringing our thighs and ribs together with bent knees, down dog. But since we did go through that hamstring practice, we're going to see if we can just pedal those heels down and notice. You can walk the feet back if that's more comfortable. But let's notice in this traditional classic pose, what might be the obstacles here? Is it a hamstring issue, shoulders? Let's adapt. So adaptability coming to your forearms or just coming to puppy pose. Clear whatever obstacles there are. Maybe your face is tense. Notice that. And then express that down dog. Exhaling. Make this therapeutic. Cascade the energy down the spine, easing the tension. And as we exhale, we are next going to lunge. So bend the knees, take the right foot forward so that we're coming into a low lunge. So whatever way you need to do that, you can come into tabletop and then just come into a lunge that way. So we're taking that left foot back, even if that shin is down, right foot forward. Let's open up into a twist here, keeping those hips nice and even as possible. Inhale, open to the right, looking over, right arm up, and then exhale down. So this time our back toes are going to curl under, and we're going to step forward to a forward bend. So again, ribs to thighs connected. We'll drop the head, shake the head yes and no so we get that traction and beautiful lengthening through our neck and our throat chakra. And then pulling with your fingers Fingertips towards the heels. Let's breathe into a flat back. Inhale, flat back, hands to the top of thighs. And then with that nice abdominal engagement, we're going to come on up, keeping the knees bent at first. Hands on hips, guide the hips forward. Yes, here we are standing strong. We've had great energy to our legs and our feet, our toes, and we can stand super strong, right? Plus, let's get that exhale into the back body so we kind of notice our back body. Great. We're going to take our right leg back to a warrior one. So reaching back with that right leg, hands on hips, just kind of notice. And if you need to reach the hands back to just kind of feel that space behind you, stepping back, clearing what obstacles are behind you, step back towards warrior one with your right foot, dropping the hips, and then hands back to hips. We're going to take the hands forward. Inhale, reaching the palms up towards the sky, visioning something beautiful in your hands, and then palms out, back hands together. Inhale, exhale. Let's clear what's in front of us. Bringing together again. This time, send that energy up, arms up. And then prayer position above the head. Feel that power. Nice. And then bring those arms down again. We're going to do another clearing of the pathway, but this time we're going to come up towards warrior three as we clear it out. Back of hands together. Inhale, exhale, clear it out, and then just begin to travel right towards a wingspan warrior three. So we're going to let go of that right foot. See if we can balance. Remember our abdominals, navel towards the spine, hugging our mid energy center. Fly. Lengthen. Oh, so beautiful. And then come into our mountain. Ooh, very nice. Turning forward, we're going to take our triangle pose to the other side. This is a rooting pose. So triangle reminding us of our root system. Just a nice energetic practice for the root chakra. We're taking the right toes out. If you need a landing point for your hand, you can put a block next to your right foot. Let's take the hands on the hips. Feel that growth already out of your hips. Lightness. As you exhale, bring that elevator of the pelvic floor energy up towards the crown of the head. With that length, let's tilt on over towards the right and maintain that length with your breath. Ujjayi breath here. Fluidity of the ocean as you bring that hand to the block or your shin. Let's bring that left hand to the sacrum, back here. So you really encourage that tailbone pointing a little bit more in the down direction towards the back heel, and then lift the left arm. Can you feel the back of your skull and your sacrum connecting, aligning? Slight bend through that right knee as we come on up. And feel even freer. Back to our parallel feet. Let's heel toe in. And we're going to come over towards our other side of the mat. Move that block over to the side. So here we're going to go back to down dog and come into our lunge another way. If you want to skip all that and just do some mountain poses, that's fine. Or you can reach up with me here, lengthening our side bodies, really feeling the foot to hand connection. Swan dive, wingspan out. Come back down to our hands on the floor. Walk back to a down dog. Feeling our strength here. Even more extensive down dogging here. Loosen the jaw, bend the knees. Now we're coming to the left foot forward. So if you want to come to tabletop and bring that left foot forward for better balance, that's fine. Here we'll take a twist. So the right hand is going to stay down. And again, keep that right shin down if you want to, or curl the toes under. And open up to the left. Twist. So just exploring around us and symbolically getting those obstacles out of the way. Back to a lunge. Wearing off the hips as we come forward. Do another forward bend. This time, let's take it to a chair if you want to get into that even more core, or you can just come up through a flat back. If you want to join me, take the hands to the thighs in chair. Bring yourself up to a lengthened spine with the hands on the thighs. I like that root happening there, knees behind toes. Just feeling our own strength, squeezing that imaginary block. Clear the path, arms up to your ear, next to your ears. Feeling all the surface of your feet, and then up slowly to our mountain. Sway side to side with prayer position above the head. Reach back with your arms. Just feel the space behind you and step back to a warrior one. Right foot forward. Was that right? Or did I do it on the what did I do on the other side? Yeah. All right. Taking the left foot back. Beautiful. Reaching back. See my own proprioception, getting a test here. Reach those arms forward. Still plug in through the shoulders, back of hands together from our nice warrior base, strong through the feet. Exhale, clear the path. Back together, up towards the sky. Release what you don't need up there. Dissolve it. And then bring prayer position above the head. Connect those feet. Feel that strong center. Breathe again. Fluidity. Take those wingspan. Or actually, we're going to take it forward. Clear the path again. And then come towards warrior three with those arms out. Or a balancing stick, whatever we want to call this. Inhale, exhale, navel really toned in, supporting our flight. Back to mountain. Lovely. Now we're going to switch hands on hips. Just take those feet out to the wide stance. You need to bend those knees and bring a block over there. You can do that. If anybody's super chill and wants to be reclined at any point, you've got to take this position of a triangle from the floor as well. I've done it many times. It's really cool. Take the hands to the hips. Inhale, exhale. Make sure our feet are aligned in that proud warrior way. And connect the feet. Feel long in the spine and hinge at that left hip. On over. Left hand on your block or shin. Taking the right hand to the sacrum, just to remind us of that length. We can use our own hands to keep our flow going. Keep our fluidity. And then reach that right arm up towards the sky. Skull to sacrum. They find each other in space. Slightly bend your right knee to protect it as you come back up. Oh, so nice. and hinge through the hips as we come in. On our way, let's take those feet out, actually. Just decision here to take those feet out to the side and angle them so you can go into our victory. I'll call it the victory squat. Hands on the hips, inhale, exhale, knees towards those middle toes. Come down into that squat. Yes. Prayer position at the heart. Feel the strength. Stand strong through the feet. Clear the obstacles. Let's reach out in front of us. Inhale. Exhale, lion's breath. Again. And one more time, we're going to stand up, straighten the legs, but go up with your exhale. Beautiful. Now come back to our mountain, heel toeing it in, hinging through the hips. We'll get ourselves down to the mat again. Let's travel to the base of our mat. Look at that beautiful expanse in front of us, as if it was a beautiful body of water. Fluidity here, our theme, move through obstacles. Arms up, out to wingspan. Let's fly forward. Forward bend. You choose, legs bent or straighten. Hands come to the floor. And we walk out, coming to a tabletop. We're going to come right into another cat-cow. Any stiffness in that spine, clearing it out. Up and down again. Cat-cow with your breath. And hips to heels, child's pose for a moment. And then finding your way onto your side and onto the back. So let's just take a little bridge before we do our twist, because we didn't do too much of that today. So let's take the fingertips to the heels, firmly planted feet. Arms are going to root into the floor, so really press the entire length of your arms, feeling the strength of your arms, supported by the back muscles. Exhale, hug into your energetic center, and then lift the hips up, bridge. We take a gentle back bend here. Really feeling the curling up of your pelvis. So we tone in, notice those bigger muscles. Hold. Are your abdominals lifting you? Actually, they should be. Not the back, but the abdominals. Inhale, exhale. Let's close the bridge down. Bring the feet closer together, knees close together. Move your arms out to our T arms. Palms up towards the sky. Just feel that broadness. And we're going to take our feet to tiptoes. Inhale, exhale, keep that strong core as we begin to move onto our left side. So the knees are going to go over and the whole body is going to go on the left side. Your right shoulder will naturally lift. We just go through that flow here. Right hand comes to left. Inhale, exhale, open this up like the best book you ever read. And then come on back up, knees up towards the sky. T arms, coming back to center here. And then over, we're going to take ourselves onto our right side. Left arm and shoulder just naturally lift. And we bring the left hand down to the right. And then open it up. to a beautiful picture book, and then back over. As you fully exhale, Ujjayi, come on over to your left side again. As if you were rolling in the waves. Take these rolling twists so that our spines will echo that fluidity. And meeting me back here with your arms wide. Take the knees together, feet wider apart, and just take a moment to windshield wiper those knees down towards the ankle. Gaze soft. And begin to adjust the arms so they're coming closer to the body, palms up. We're still really bright across the heart there, looking up skyward as we windshield wiper the legs. And then knees together again, easy pose here. Inhale, exhale, straighten one leg, then the other. Feet out to the side. And you feel that whatever you've got underneath you as a flotation device, you are just so safe and comfortable. That stillness, still calm water, yet still so fluid and adaptable, is beneath you. Coming back to focus. Comfortable place of floating, of lightness, of that ninja-like ability to move through any energetic walls that come up in our existence and experiences. To echo that feeling of the fluidity of floating, come back to Ujjayi breath. Inhale. On the exhale, with mouth closed, fog the window. And begin to wiggle the fingers and the toes. Bend your knees and your elbows. And just ease yourself onto your right side, cradling that heart energy. And finding your way, flowing on up to seated. Back to our prayer position. Sealing it all in. Inhale, exhale. Thank you so much for joining me in this practice today. Namaste.